Hi, it's me, Kevin. You're watching the Breakdown series. If you want to learn how to improve in Tarkov, this is where it's at. The playlist is linked down below. So why should you listen to me? Well, I die a lot in this game, so I have a lot of experience too. There's this common misconception that over time you can get good in Tarkov. People usually tell each other to get good. Sometimes I have people ask me during a stream how they can get good at this game. Well, except for playing more, recording your own deaths in an attempt to learn from your mistakes, and of course watching the Breakdown series, there's not a whole lot you can do. Honestly, nobody except the freaks of nature that are just crazy good ever gets good. Tarkov is different from other games. The more you play, know and learn will not make you a better player. It will just make you less bad. At the end of the day, everyone loses. But it is possible to learn how to lose less. Anyway, so even if you have the right mentality and setup, anything that can go wrong will go wrong. So we hear a bunch of gunshots. I know roughly where they are, so we're on our way to check it out. Maybe somebody needs some medical attention. The kit you're running is and should be the biggest decider in your playstyle. For this raid, I'm rocking a pretty heavy kit. Killer armor and an IPK with a 95 round drum mag. I think I have BT in them. We have plenty of firepower, so I can be a bit more comfortable in pushing for PvP with a setup like this. I want to make a quick note of that I feel armor bug is back. This bug has been fixed a couple of times now, but I feel like I'm getting 1 and 2 tapped a lot by ammo that should not be capable of doing this normally. The armor just doesn't do anything. So to prevent this, I want to equip my armor in the raid instead of in the stash. Anyway, so as we're moving up, I'm listening to the gunshots and try to figure out which guns they are using. How many are there? Is it players versus Scav AI or is it players versus players? Is it a team? What kind of firepower do they have and how likely are they to be geared? This already puts me in a slight advantage because I can guesstimate what I'm getting myself into. Not sure how close these guys are. Alright, so we found them. This guy's getting a lot of free damage in on me before I can react. I know this guy is entirely trapped in here, so we back off a little bit. I have nades on me and we also have the drum mag. I want to make the most use of the 95 rounds we have. So my plan in the moment is to nade, to force him to move and then just pre-fire the corner. In the moment this felt like the best plan and probably one of my best game plans I've ever had. It came to me like a moment of clarity and I was so happy. I really felt like I achieved Nirvana. Well, maybe not entirely, but it did feel like I just climbed half a step in getting there. So this is actually going really well. We forced him to move into our pre-fire. I love it when a simple spark of inspiration leads to a plan like this, where we completely out-strategize our opponent. In this moment, I'm the best player the world has ever seen. I'm getting Tarkov esports team invites, G Fuel sponsorships, and Shroud just got put out of business. Suddenly, I'm on top of the world. Breathtaking, flawless execution, 200 IQ. And then the nade blew up and I'm back to being good old Kevin again. Shroud, you're welcome. I don't think the big stage would help me find true happiness anyway. Back to Slum Bridge we go. Oh, come on, dude. Oh, man. This has got to be the best death of the entire night. So we have established that even if you play your cards right, you still gotta be careful of where you put them, because some of them might actually be grenades and blow up in your face. If you want to become less bad at Tarkov, you have to understand how different this game is compared to other shooters. It even says so in the title of the game. The objective in the end is to actually escape. You can't escape when you're dead. Anyway, I can help you with this. I promise that I will put myself on the line and sacrifice my PMC and scav raids for the greater good. I will get myself blown up, shot, break my legs and other people's legs as well, and yell dicky needles as I'm doing it. If you take joy in my suffering, please do subscribe on here, leave a like on the video, say hi, and stop by the streams on Twitch/KRASHED. I'm there 6 days a week and love to interact with the community. So about the escaping part, it's a pretty big deal actually. Let's face it, sometimes you're undergeared, outnumbered, outplayed, trapped in between a grenade and a hard place. There's no shame in running away when you need to. You might catch less bullets this way. It's not the most glamorous, but a good rule of thumb is to only take fights that are in your favor. In this scenario, I'm running one of my budget kits, trying out the new Mossberg shotgun and this B-brand Mosin knockoff for distance. It's a nice change of pace, and I honestly enjoyed the game a lot more playing with these Slumbridge kits rather than the super meta stuff. The game gets a lot more tactical and less Call of Duty. I'm doing my usual dumb shit around Shoreline, but since the introduction of Heisenberg, the entire place is swamped by the labs population. Not like that's necessarily a bad thing. I mean, it's nice to get some more varied PvP on the Shoreline, but it's been pretty crazy lately. Anyway, so I'm running about the place and I get shot by a guy I can't see. So we try to ziggy-zaggy and just get to cover. As we get there, I'm immediately looking for flanking opportunities. The guy sounded to be geared enough. Not sure what gun he's using, but high fire rate and suppressed usually means scary. I thought about jumping the fence here, but I don't know how many of them are in there, and even if it's just a one, he'll hear me jump on the wood for sure and know I'm flanking. We move back to peek from the right. I want to point out his movement. Notice how he slices the angle, but from a distance. He's doing it perfectly. I usually fuck this up myself, I like to get in people's faces, but I don't think he knows we're running a shotgun. Or maybe he does, and that's why he doesn't close the distance. If he were to push alongside the wall to close the distance, he would put himself at a disadvantage here. Either way, he knows we're running a shotgun now, after we fired. He seems to be pretty geared from the split second I actually laid eyes on him, and he probably knows what he's doing. He seems like a good player. So this is probably a fight that I don't want to take head on. So I'm looking to disengage. And here we see his friend, Ned Flanders, jumping up on the fence. Hi, diddly diddly ho, neighborino. At first I'm flabbergasted and it takes some time for it to sink in what he actually said to me. But then I figure if there's two of them in here, then I'm diddly done for and I have to diddly skiddly to the extract right now. Oh, fuck my life. It really does help that I know this place better than my own IRL neighborhood and we can hardcore parkour straight out of here. Run like the wind, run! Yeah, it's a duo, man. They're super kitted. They're probably gonna chase me though. And there you go. If the objective is to escape from Tarkov, then we just beat the game. So I've been doing a bunch of scavenging lately where I go on a scav run to see what we can get out with and then use that gear on the PMC to kind of shake up the game a little bit. It's more like survival oriented, I guess. We found this AKS-74U with an interesting handguard, so we took it on the PMC to see if we can find Heisenberg. But we run into a PMC instead. Saiga? You think that could be the boss then? Oh, there you go. Okay. Yep. You got me convinced. Let's fucking go. That was a player. The guy who just stood up was 100% a player and he spotted us, so I don't really want to re-peek the same corner again. I actually want to get closer to the guy because this gun is gonna kick like a mule and it's gonna be tough landing a shot from this kind of range. Man, I wish I had a nade. Not having a nade is really limiting my options. I think a really big tip for newer players is to start running nades if you aren't already. Their utility just makes life generally easier and provides you with many more options. I've done a full breakdown series episode about nades and I used this before, and I'll link it down below too. It should also be clickable on the screen about now. I'm looking to my left a lot, basically the place where I saw this guy last. Notice the nade flying out from over the fence. I know where he is now and I can start closing the gap. I tend to critique my own gameplay rather than my opponents, but a quick point here is that I feel that he made a mistake by falling back and not following through when he peeked. I'm basically bluffing at this point by shooting from out in the open to try and get him back into cover so I can get closer, which he does. He does go back into cover. But I have absolutely no cover here. And this is the easiest of a target that I'm gonna be. Him falling back into cover allowed me to further close the gap and started taking control over the engagement. Initiative is now on our end and we're putting ourselves in an engagement range that suit the gun and my own personal playstyle best. Him re-peeking for a quick second ended up being a good play for him and he's done quite a bit of damage with it. I think I got a bit unlucky with my point shooting and we barely missed his head. But the 4x damage we got is putting us in a way worse spot. Even if he didn't damage the 4x, I still would have gone for a quick flank instead of a head-on approach. It would be way more 50-50 and I still wouldn't have any cover. In these moments, when you're just about to absolutely dominate your opponent, never forget to taunt to raise your power level. This boost is massive, especially for bears who can go ultra instinct. Here you can see our guy has moved up a bit. He's probably expecting us to be in the bush area on the left where we cross the corner. But at this point he'll probably hear us come in from behind and we have effectively swapped positions. Ours is now way better and he is the guy without cover now. By the time he realizes this, he's probably expecting us to peek on the right through the opening, like he's done before. But a couple of raids before this scenario, I actually found the boss in this place and they had no trouble wallbanging me through the wooden fencing. I suppose this is the kind of experience that will stick with you and that death back then made me a better player in this raid. So we go for the unexpected. We start shooting at him from behind the fence and only then we peek from the open part to finish him off. GG. I'm guessing he looted one of the guards. If you can still hear what I'm saying now, then I thank you for watching all the way. Please leave a like and subscribe. It's free and it's a massive boost for the channel. And feel free to say hi on Twitch. Hope to see you there.
Diddly diddly ho, Nebrino.